All right, you guys, this next myth is gonna be insane.
What is it?
That's it, the Hatcha. It's an ancient Korean weapon.
Oh. If there's a picture of it, that means it's not a myth, it exists.
Well, we know it exists. What we're gonna test is the legend of the Hatcha, whether or not it could do what they said it could do. Apparently, they could fire 200 arrows all at once, going 500 yards, and all of the arrows explode on impact.
Okay, well, to begin with, any weapon in that era wouldn't have had the benefit of modern explosives or propellants. It was likely based entirely on black powder.
So first we need to find out if black powder can actually propel one of those arrows 500 yards.
Right, and then we need to see if we can get these rockets to explode on impact.
And finally, we need to see if we can launch 200 arrows simultaneously without them all crashing into each other or exploding on the stand.
It's a massive myth to unravel with 3 key parts. 1, can a fire arrow actually travel 500 yards? 2, can it be rigged to explode on impact? And 3, can you really set off 200 at once? So let's start up at the pointy end.
So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna build one of these arrows from the materials that the ancient Koreans would have used. I have some bamboo, I have some feathers for my fletching, and finally, a piece of steel to make my arrowheads out of.
Tory proves himself a first-class fletcher and a pretty fair blacksmith.
All right, so my arrow's done. Now it's time to see how it flies. Pretty dang good.
That's 1 down, 199 to go. Tory leaves the hard work to Kari as he and Grant skip town to visit Zambelli Fireworks in Pennsylvania.
We're lost, aren't we?
The rationale behind the road trip is that the fire arrows work just like skyrockets.
Happen to have some fun while we're here? That's purely coincidental.
Just like fireworks, the Hatcha rockets were charged with black powder. Ours have to travel 500 yards strapped to a 4.5-foot arrow. Grant and Tory are determined to roll their own, and Bill is here to help them.
Well, let's see, what's one of these weigh? Oh, about 4 ounces. That's not bad. Every 12 ounces the shell weighs, we add 1 ounce of lift to lift it up in the air. You know, if you guys want to go 500 yards, that's a long ways, so we'll see how a 2-ounce rocket works.
Using 6-inch cardboard tubes, Bill shows how to pack a charge without blowing up the bunker.
And so you do a little bit at a time, and you
put the rod down in, and you just give it a couple hits.
Feels wrong.
Go ahead.
Just don't hit it too hard, man.
Just
I'd hate to see you blow your hand off. Feel good? Hey.
Grant and Tory make several versions, some with more black powder and some with less. The rockets are wrapped in paper, then Bill adds the fuse.
And when we go to fire it, we'll cut this paper and peel it back. And give yourself five or 6 seconds to walk away.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, let's see what these bad boys can do.
Oh, this is perfect. I mean, can't you just imagine an invading army coming out of that forest?
Totally. All right, so we need to see if these arrows can fly 500 yards, so we should walk it out.
They're here to test part 1 of the myth, that a rocket arrow really could make the distance. But 500 yards is a long, long way.
Isn't this how all horror movies start? Didn't that guy say stick to the path? This is gonna be perfect. We're right at the tree line.
The crop ends smack bang on the 500-yard mark. They tape the target halfway up a tree so they can see it from the launch site.
At this point, I think we're just going for distance rather than aim. But if I were to take a guess to see whether the arrow would hit him, I'd have to say we probably wouldn't. But then again, the Hatcha had 200 arrows.
What angle do you want?
Back at the business end, they set the mortar to 45 degrees.
Back up.
And start with the smallest rocket.
All right, I got a road flare to light the rockets, and then we'll see if they go 500 yards.
All right, now to get an accurate range, after it lands, you run out there and stand over where it landed. Got the range finder, and I'll take a range on you.
If this baby bear rocket reaches the trees, they can pack up and go home.
really work. I'm gonna have to say it went about 0 yards.
Not enough thrust.
Yes. It does look a little embarrassing that, you know, this is our first rocket that we built and it doesn't even fly, but that just means this rocket's too small and the arrow's too heavy.
So they try the mama bear charge.
Back up.
But it's still more blows than goes.
Cool.
There's a lot of reasons why these rockets might not be working. Maybe we didn't pack the black powder tight enough, the nozzle might be the wrong size, or the arrows are just too heavy and this rocket can't give it lift. But we're not gonna give up. We're gonna keep trying because we wanna get these arrows to fly.
So Grant tries a rocket with more powder and a smaller nozzle.
Quick, they're charging!
Did you see it go spiral around?
All right, I'm gonna see if I can go find that.
Good luck.
Wow! That went more than halfway.
Yeah, 290 yards.
As beautiful as that was, it's still not good enough for this myth. I mean, the arrow only made it to 290 yards. We're not stopping until we reach 500.
For that, they'll need to double the charge by strapping on 2 black powder engines. But will the arrow bear the weight? Grant adjusts the angle to 50 degrees.
That is right on the money.
This field test is all about going the distance. Landing short would make this myth a misfire.
Come on, baby. Come on, watch out. Come on, come on! Whoa! Keep going! Oh! Did that look like it exploded above the trees?
Yes! I think it exploded over the trees, man.
That's 500 yards, buddy.
That went the distance.
The target's untouched, but they've got what they came for. They reached it.
This part of the myth is confirmed. God, this is gonna be a nightmare trying to get all 200 arrows to fire off at the same time.
And we still got to make the cart and find out if that explosive charge is mortally wounding.
We got a lot of work. We better get back to the shop.
All right.
Tory and Grant have checked off the first part of the Hatcha myth. A bamboo arrow with a gunpowder engine can fly 500 yards. Part 2 of the test is to see if the arrows were double deadly. A warhead filled with more gunpowder was meant to explode on impact. But will it do more than just singe the skin? Only one way to find out.
We're going to stick this arrow in my butt and find out what kind of damage it does. But not exactly my butt, this butt. This is my ticket onto the show. Jamie and Adam were doing a myth about airplane suction, and they needed to take a 3D scan of my backside.
That's as good a deal as we get.
Rest is history. They gave me a job on the show.
Bent on adding injury to insult, the boys haul Kari's keister out to the shipping container.
So this test is not about accuracy. We're going to have the arrow already in the butt when we start the test.
Grant sets the fuse while Kari lays the odds.
I think we could be looking forward to a nice big hole in this target.
Yes, I heard that too. What say we just fast track to the countdown?
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah! Woo-hoo! That was good.
But good isn't quite the same as great.
So we didn't exactly get the kind of damage we were expecting with this test. And I think part of that is that the dragon skin isn't an exact analog for flesh. We need something better.
So Kari butts out, and a pig part takes over. Tory prepares a leg of pork.
You filthy little pig.
Grant inserts the fuse,
Okay.
and hopefully, we're making bacon.
This is tissue damage test on pork.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wow, that's good. Oh, Wow, look at that. More burning of flesh.
All right, but as far as making it a mortal wound that explodes inside you,
Yeah, the arrow itself is probably going to do more damage than the explosion.
But we're testing for deadly injury, so it's worth rewrapping the warhead to push all that explosive energy forwards.
That's a larger exploding arrow.
I think the boys really were hoping for some sort of gore and mess, but what really happened is the energy took the path of least resistance.
in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa!
Ow!
Look at how much damage that did.
That's a little more what you were looking for. Huh?
And exactly what they were hoping for.
This is the same amount of black powder as the test before. The only difference is how we contained it. Now, before we had a thin paper tube, the tube blew out and all the energy was being released. In this test, we sealed both ends of the container and had a small fuse going in. So all that energy that was being lost built up, and ba-boom! Big wound.
That's 2/3 of the legend confirmed. The arrows can fly 500 yards, and they can cause serious additional damage when they explode on impact. To test part 3, whether 200 arrows really could fire together, they need to build their own replica Hatcha.
It's going to be easier when it's got wheels on it. You can only use wooden bamboo, the ancient materials that they would have had. Basically, it's an ancient rocket launcher. The literal translation is fire attack car, but I prefer saying Hatcha.
Tory gets stuck into the carpentry, while Grant carves a life-sized army of styrofoam soldiers, all fated to end their days as Korean cannon fodder.
You know, since Tory told us about the Hatcha, I've been doing a little bit of research about it. It turns out that the first one was made in 1409 during the Joseon dynasty by Korean scientists, but they say that one wasn't used in combat.
Yeah, and by 1503, it had become such an effective weapon that in the Battle of Hangju, 3,000 Korean soldiers and 40 Hatchas repelled over 30,000 Japanese troops.
So they were outnumbered 10-1.
Yeah. In fact, at that time, the Hatcha had become a primary defensive strategy. They just lined the borders with them.
That's cool. I hope ours can live up to that legacy.
Tory's exceeded all expectations, building a near-perfect Hatcha based on nothing more than photos. He adds a splash of timber stain and some old-timey wheels.
And the wheels also act as an angle finder, so you can find the best angle for your trajectory. This is going to be awesome. Grant's army does not stand a chance.
All famous conflicts have an equally famous battlefield: Gettysburg, Guadalcanal, and in this case, the Tykert Quarry.
This is it.
Tykert aggregates.
Do they have any idea what we're gonna do today? No.
No one doubts the existence of this medieval Korean arrow launcher, but many doubt its capabilities. We've surprised ourselves by proving these rocket arrows could fly 500 yards, then explode on impact.
Whoa!
Ow!
Now, to see if they can all launch together to devastate Grant's grunts.
Drafted.
It's a good thing you got a light infantry.
Oh, how long you been saving that one?
Not long enough. Now all 200 arrows need to be charged, and it's safety first.
We're starting to build our rockets and attaching our explosive heads. But just like Zambelli's, we're separating our stations. So if one of us goes up, we don't take all the rest out with them.
Now, Tory and I will be adding the black powder and sealing up the warheads, and we'll pass these off to Kari, who will be putting the rockets in their final tubes and attaching them to the arrows.
I've been making fireworks since I was a little kid, 30 years. I never had a problem.
When the arrows are finished, the star of the show is coaxed from the trailer.
There you go. It's free.
Let's roll it into position.
Tory sights the machine on level ground, and he's covered all the angles.
All right. And this is a 50-degree trajectory.
All right, well, armor's gonna be right over there.
All right, let's measure out 500 yards and set up your army.
Grant's army is just 50 strong, staked out in a loose skirmish formation.
When it comes to recruiting phone people, they're not that bright. So it's easy to convince them to stand out there in the field.
You ready to load the Hatcha?
I'm getting excited.
I must say I'm getting a little enthused myself. All 200 tubes are loaded,
Something's gonna happen.
and they know they'll only get one shot at this.
Okay, so all the individual arrows are now fused, and the idea is that we group them together and just keep grouping them together until in the end we have one final fuse that we light and then run away.
We've made a lot of ancient weaponry on this show. This is by far my favorite. This actually outdoes the ballista and it outdoes the death ray for me. This is actually the coolest ancient weapon we've ever made.
But will the Hatcha live up to its reputation? Kari's prepared to stake hers.
I think it's gonna take down the army. I'm guessing at least 50% go down.
And that's got the infantry trembling in its boots.
All right, well, somebody's got to light the fuse. I figured the only fair thing is, because we all worked on it, that we draw straws.
Yep.
All right,
All right, buddy,
let's do this.
get it.
Grant sallies forth to light the master fuse.
Quick, your army is attacking! Run, Grant!
Then toddles back to safety.
It's going.
We got a little bit of time here.
They know something's bound to happen, but will these arrows all take off together?
Another 30 seconds. You can see multiple fuses going.
Or will the Hatcha just blow itself to pieces?
Oh, look at all the smoke.
The tension builds as the fuse burns down. No one knows just when or even if the last part of this myth will catch fire.
Something's happening! Something's happening!
They'll light each other.
It's the launch of a lifetime. A spectacle not seen by man nor beast in 500 years. And every arrow but one took flight.
That was fantastic. Just seeing all the rockets come out of the watch at once, beautiful thing. Seeing that would be terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Oh, hey, look.
That's the one that went short.
It's an awesome enough sight side on. Half a dozen arrows drop short, and the army's still upright. But this myth is far from busted.
Well, the army's still standing.
Yeah, and you know what? There's not a lot of arrows in this area.
Where'd they go?
I don't know, they're around here somewhere. Oh, they've all grouped right over here.
Oh, wow, that's a great grouping, actually.
That's incredible. Like, they were pretty consistent.
Oh, they're definitely army over here. We only had 50 soldiers. Imagine if we had like 3,000, 30,000, 300,000.
Kari's right. The troops wouldn't be so few or so scattered. So this rocket attack would be devastating.
All right, so Hatcha, confirmed?
Confirmed. They all left and they exploded.
Absolutely confirmed.
All right.
That was a good one, man.
The Hatcha worked on many levels, but most of all, it was frightening. All of those arrows flying into the air, on fire and exploding, would definitely make me turn around and run.
That was a success. I mean, we got all the arrows to fire off except for one, and they all went the distance, and they all exploded. Okay, maybe we didn't take out the army. That's just because our aim was off. But if we had been aimed right, we would have killed this army.
We knew it existed, but no one knew for sure what the Hatcha was capable of. And now we do.